Yo, what's going on, everybody? Dang, paint in his mouse died. That's so funny. I'm sorry, bro. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, my Apple mouse died, and they're so smart because they put the charger at the bottom. So it's
But
like you
you,
cannot charge it and use it at the same time.
yeah,
So I'm just gonna throw that over there. Use that.
dude. He said you gonna have to get yeeted.
Golly, yo, I am so funny. If I just I have this like complex or something when I eat spicy food. And it's not even spicy food. When I eat a spice, it doesn't have to be spicy food. It is like jalapeno ranch or something. And
Okay.
you know this, but like I will start sweating if I eat if I eat that stuff. And I just had some like veggies and I put a little bit of jalapeno ranch on it. Psh,
Destroy
boys over
you.
here sweating like I just ran freaking fives, bro. My goodness.
Damn.
I don't even know why.
It'd be like that. Hey, man, you're
It really
that's how you know you're enjoying your food.
really be like that. But yeah, we're gonna get to it today, guys. It is episode 50. So if you are on the stream or if you are watching, please give this a like. We want to make this the most liked video. This is episode 50. This is 50 nights in a row, you know. I would say 90% of the time it's both of us on here, but last night we AB held it down by himself with the back testing. Um, and so, shout out to AB for that, keeping the streak going for 50 nights in a row. So make sure you give us a like, subscribe to the channel as well. I truly believe anyone who is in this is kind of here before big things happen. So, the more content that we start to create, of course, should start to create more traction. But we got big things in the making. So go ahead and give us a follow and get ready for some of that stuff in the future. What we're going to be doing today is a top-down analysis on the dollar. And every single week, we just remove everything that we've done and we give it a fresh look. That some people just like to keep everything on their chart. That's cool. I like to just give it a redo every single time. On the left screen here, we have, let's make this full screen. On the left side, I have my like momentum. I have my momentum and my moving average here, 50 EMA. And then on my right side is kind of like my volume. Okay. So, okay, well, I got to turn you down. All right. So on the weekly time frame, last week, we are pretty much holding above. Now it's starting to break below, though, the 50 EMA. So there's probably some type of gap in the market here. Very much of a wick to the upside on the weekly here. I'm at the dollar futures just to let everyone know. I just like using the futures for their volume feed here, and momentum starting to drop to the downside. So with that being said, the weekly candles kind of printing some bearishness. Let's go to the daily to see how that really looks here. And yeah, on the daily, it looks like this zone here more or less started to hold. So we will look at that as a supply area. We had this break above here on Wednesday, fake out to the upside. And then and what's interesting about this day here is it was the most volume of the week and almost some of the highest volume since, let's see, this candle here in February, but it was just not a lot of movement. So a clear kind of a fake out right there when you have high volume with not a lot of movement. Breaking a level, you want to see a continuation if it's a true break. Not a true break. Now we're getting this fall down. So with that being said, we have this level down here. What's this red line? This is the point of control of the year of 2023. So that is the most traded price, highest volume price of the year down in there. And also, if you draw this fib from the daily here, let's make this a different color real quick. That is also the 78.6 pullback. So I know a lot of people look at, the ICT wave trading or kind of, this like order block here. It's right in that same spot. A lot of people teach like displacement or imbalance, same thing, all of that right there. So just everyone's strategy confluencing right here with a lot of volume, with the volume profile is beautiful. So that's definitely going to be something that we're going to be looking to take advantage of. It's going to be a patience game all the way down in there for sure. Because there's going to be opportunities that arise before we get there. And we'll go down to the 4 hour and we can kind of see an opportunity here. So this is the daily fib, or I would call it a daily fib for sure. And then this would be like a 4 hour opportunity from this wick here. But I'm going to be totally honest. I don't think that is the swing play. Like, I think that is I think this is the swing play.
I agree.
There is just that is a play. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. I think it's more of a high probability scalp area, maybe, but I think the market is eventually coming down into here. These look a little bit sus. So
300%.
Still kind of waiting for that. We're on the 4 hour, so it's showing me my monthly point of controls, and this is what I'm talking about right here. We do have this level of volume that we have been speaking about for a while right here, waiting to get tapped. And this area down here is similar to one of those that just kind of don't necessarily get hit, right? So I'm not going to mark it off. We already have an open yearly down here. That's fine. But nonetheless, there is a lot of value down here from the month of January. So that's good. That's good for the bulls. Now, there is this kind of shift of value regardless here. So the value areas were dropping, and then we get this complete shift with this. So I'm interested to see if this month, if the price comes down here, but the value area stays up. That is a big indicator that the price is going to go back up. That's what we need to see. But if price begins to, and let's get this zoomed in, if price begins to come down into the 78.6, and so however it gets there, right? I don't care how it gets there. If it does this, that's going to be better for the value to stay up here. I'll tell you all that right now. But regardless of how it gets there, if price gets down into this area this month, which we're still early in the month, right? And this value stays up, goodness, that is going to be a great signal for us to look for the market to come back into balance and back up here. So, but right now, what I'm seeing personally is, this is, regardless of what happens next, I'm looking at this as a fake out. And, this supply area held pretty well. There's a humongous gap up here, though, so that's something to look at. A lot of volume came in on this bearish candle. So what I'll be looking for this week most likely is an opportunity to go short on the dollar to take it down into this level. Now, I know the Fed, everything fundamental is telling me that the dollar is going to continue to go bullish, but excuse me, but there is a thing called like this fundamental gap that Mark Douglas talks about. And I just kind of have this feeling like everyone's gonna kind of jump the gun a little bit. There's this whole bank run going on, and I don't think it's as bad as people are gonna believe it is yet. We might even see it's either when there is super emotions in the market, and especially it comes to the stock market. If there's not a crash, the next thing that happens is a pop. So if there is a pop in the stock market, the dollar is going to have this bearish move down. So that's what I'll be looking for on the dollar. I'm really going to just be looking for a correction up. And then once it gets back into this supply level, I really want to see it move back down one more time. That's a tough move. That's a big type of swing. Not even gonna lie about that. I need to go to the 1 hour to see, because it made a huge move up and then just erased that move completely. If this could easily be just a sweep out here and we could see the market take off again and not even respect these levels, but that's insanely hard to judge. So at this point, one or two things is going to happen. We're going to see some bullish divergence when the price comes into this open monthly point of control, and that's going to, 1 second.
I already know where he's going with this. Yep, I see exactly what he's talking about. It's because right now it's setting up that divergence, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's if we get this kind of correction and then move one more move down with all of this imbalance up here, and we have a good volume level right here, that would be a good opportunity to look for some type of bullish move up on the dollar.
like a 1-to-1 or a 1-to-2.
At least, and ultimately maybe even taking it all the way back up there into this level. However you want to put your stop loss, it's a little tough, with this level being like kind of wide open for the market to slide into. But that's why I'm saying like a 1-to-1 scalp right there would probably be pretty good. Definitely.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice.
I agree wholeheartedly with everything you just said. Like, there's nothing that I don't agree with, honestly.
And this is a little interesting, I would say.
I was just about to say that's the only thing.
Way up here from last week, I will mark that off. That the value each week, this is kind of what I want to see on like a higher time frame. Open week. So you see how each weekly value has increased, sideways, still it increased, but now we're way down here. That's giving me that sign that the market is going to come back up probably into this area.
Your US dollar chart looks better than mine when it comes to the US dollar sell for some odd reason. I don't know why, but mine doesn't look as good as yours. But this makes me it makes me feel better because I don't know why mine looks like that is just closer to those equal lows than what yours looks like.
Huh.
But it's just no. I'm like hella like I don't know. It's just weird.
And then I always like to analyze the dollar just so everyone doesn't. If for anyone who doesn't know, we base everything else pretty much around the dollar, not like basing it off the dollar, but the dollar gives us a lot of info when it comes to the Forex market, right? So when we go to the euro, it's the inverse.
Currency.
It's the inverse right here. So we'll be looking for on the euro, on a macro perspective, we'll be looking the euro to come down and then up. If we can get that type of move, that's picture perfect. Market rarely moves picture perfect, so if I'm being honest, we're most likely going to see these highs get taken first.
Yeah.
And then,
unfortunately,
and then there's a chance for it to run up all the way into here. But here's my thinking: that it's already made such a big move with no retracement that if the market gets into this liquidity and takes these stops, because you already know what's going to happen when the market gets here, I think we're going to see like a move like this and then a sharp move back down to come back into this area, because that's just too open for that. Let's go to the pound, and the pound is kind of interesting how it really faked these lows out. This is almost a tip, like a picture perfect Wyckoff. Let me delete some of this stuff because this is about as clean as it comes, I think. Yeah. All right. So we can go to the higher time frame, but it really, I don't think it matters. First of all, inside or on the higher time frame, on the weekly even, this is a spring, and it's been a spring for a minute. But now it's kind of testing these areas. When we go onto the daily, we're getting like a kind of a sort of kind of just a coil up, in my opinion. But this is what I'm seeing right here. A ton of volume, just the most we've seen since the other bulls came in, which is great for the bulls. Just starting to take off. So
yeah, for real.
When I go a little bit lower, 4 hour, you can really see this move.
Not to say that it was like
just a straight shot down.
Yeah.
And then erased that completely. So in my opinion, this is a textbook fake out manipulation, and if the market does eventually come back into here at some point, I'm going to look for this bottom value area to hold, basically.
Yeah.
And if I go to the 1 hour, there might be, woo! That's a pretty low point of control there. Well, I would seriously still expect this to hold, honestly. With this type of fake out, it is showing me that the market should continue to the upside.
Yeah, for real though.
Genuinely. And even right here, if the market starts to coil, we probably will get a pump. I'm not in love with the pound or Aussie really anyway. So what we got here? We got the Aussie, and you know, overall we're not the biggest Aussie traders either, but just tons of volumes coming into this market right now, so it's good to look at. It needs to do a little bit of structural shifts if I'm going to be bullish on it at all. So I'm just kind of waiting a little bit, or if we get one more move down with divergence. So if this move does happen this week and we get this type of play, I will be interested in watching this come up, because we do have a lot of demand sitting right there. Not a ton of volume technically, but a ton of demand came in right there. Well, volume present in the form of right here, but right there was a little bit more present, I would say. So a little bit of waiting there. Still, we're not the biggest Aussie traders. Might even be a short opportunity, but we'll see how that looks.
We'll see how it looks
on AU.
Like even with the GPs, like I'm doing a lot of waiting.
So the yen is
doing a lot of waiting with the
going
GPs.
Crazy, or the yen at least. Big bullish candle coming out right there. So let me delete some of these. Let me get this. Okay. Well, this looks pretty bullish off of price action standpoint, coming right at this 50 EMA. So of course this is a long-term downtrend, but the recent momentum has kind of flipped bullish. Let's go maybe to the daily, and this is what I'm speaking on. This kind of structure did shift. Structure shifts. So this to me is a pullback, and this could be the start of the next rally. I wanted the rally to come a little deeper into kind of this area down in here, where we have or the pullback to come in a little deeper. I always like to see at least a 61.8 pullback. So maybe this will be a little ABC pattern that will get even more complex with it and then a move up. So let's darken this up. Maybe we'll be seeing this. We got to look at that 4 hour to check that out really. And, if that is the case, what we'll need to see here first is we'll need to see some divergence, because this type of momentum is basically telling me we're going to get another push up regardless. So once this market retraces, look for this to make another move this week. Definitely. Not 100%, but it's 90%, 80%. With this type of momentum, definitely expect this to move up. And we're starting to get it to flatten out. So we should see that correction happen. If it somehow makes just an insane move to the upside again without giving any correction, that should be a short. So just speaking off probabilities, if it does come up into this level without giving that correction, that's when it's going to start the correction, most likely. So just keep that in mind. On the yen, we'll go into the chef, which is doing crazy things as well. Yen and the chef. So those are considered safe haven currencies. I'm not sure why they decided to rip off last week, but they both did with crazy bullish candles on the weekly, at least. Let's go into this daily. It's coming into a supply area, most definitely coming into a supply area. With this type of momentum, I'm expecting it to break. I would like to see a correction first, but probably not going to get that either with just this type of, like I said, momentum. It's pretty crazy. You don't see that type of move every day. So
it's not for real though. It's that thing shifted really. If it holds right here, I'd be surprised. If it just drops from here, I'd be really surprised.
Yeah, I would be super surprised, and it'd be unplayable almost. It would be just what is going on?
What are you doing? Yeah, what are we doing here exactly? Yeah.
I will say that it did sit here for a while, and so
as it always does,
if it does go one direction, or if it can go one direction, is what I'm trying to say, in a big way, because of how long it sat there. And if these market makers, if these insiders have been reaccumulating here versus people thinking they're distributing, this thing is bound to go really crazy. I just want to go to the weekly real quick to see. Okay, it genuinely it really shouldn't go too much crazier, honestly. Wow, history is saying that this thing shouldn't go too much higher, but I mean, this type of weekly candle can be tripled still, and that's a humongous move in this currency. So watch for that, guys. I don't like that for my homie, but well. Let's see what we got here for these. So these are crazy right now. These have a chance to slide, in my opinion. They opened up not crazy. Wow.
Damn. S&P really turned all the way around like that.
Amazing. See, and this is what I said it. These bank things aren't as bad as people are talking about, and if
the media's making it
it's gonna go the other way.
Double worse than what it actually is. I'm not gonna lie to you.
It's
they're making it way worse, and some of these influencers are not helping. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay, so this will be interesting because let me look at NASDAQ. Okay, yep, holding the 50 EMA as well. And then, but let's look at the weekly actually, because this is what's going to be interesting. We printed a super bearish candle with good volume. This is what we're looking at for this week. Let me just drop this, actually this, because once it gets into this level, it shouldn't, that should be the trade and that should be the high of the week. This little, well, it was the high of last week, but let's go into the daily. Okay, didn't even, oh, that's something. My bad. Woo, okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go here. All right. On the daily, this is what we're going to be looking at this week. This, it shouldn't break up there. And honestly, the market shouldn't even get that high. But if it comes all the way up there, that's an entry for the downside. Because what that would be is a wick on the weekly, and then maybe next week it would fall out again. Let's go to the 4 hour. Man, oh man. So this is definitely an opportunity right here, but
it's doable.
This looks a little better in my opinion. I feel like last week's high being a swing high,
it does look swing high-ish.
This being the swing high. So it's something that it's just like the dollar, how there's an opportunity to buy the DXY on the 4 hour, and that would be this type of the swing holding. But if you really want to be patient and play the true swings, then this is the true swing. Now, I'm not saying that this 1 hour swing isn't valid, because it definitely is. It has the move where we get the fake out and then the downside. So this is also playable, and it's one of those where, you know, play one, if it misses, try to play the next one, because you don't ultimately know. But these are both pretty good looks. This has a weekly point of control sitting right at it. My dog is
I can't hear him, but oh my god. Oh, what's up, Charlie?
What are you doing?
Charlie made an appearance. I love it.
What are you doing? Get out.
He was going in on the couch. I love it.
This boy is crazy.
I love it. The homeboy Charlie made an appearance.
Oh man, that's funny.
That was hilarious. So he just came in and he's like, man, I don't care what you got going on. This couch right here this needs to happen right now.
I'm about to beast mode on this couch right now. He hit that.
He hit that for real. That's funny.
So yeah, I mean, I'm building a little case right here for this. Actually, you know, and it all depends on how the market gets there. Because right now, with my experience, if the market does continue to move up at almost any more, if the market moves up almost any more with no volume, I don't care what freaking time it is, that isn't, I mean, there's no rule in the world that says if the market moves up at this time with no volume, it's invalid. It's like there is a strict rule that says when the market is moving with no volume, that it is suspect. So regardless of what time it is, I don't care. This is moving too much, honestly, already without, like, that's a big move with no volume already. So
yeah, that really is though. Like, and that happened faster than I was expecting too.
Right, and especially with the all it takes next week or this week is one bad, because when you're in a bear market, it's not the same obviously as when you're in a bull market. But like when you're a bear market and you hear bad news, the market can just tank. And when I mean tank, I mean for the day, you know, just hit that freaking 3 to 5% drop to make everyone go, whoa. and especially when there is a banking crisis on the way. I'm saying it's not bad yet, but all it would take is two more banks to go, oops, we
Especially
had too
with
much.
freaking Wells Fargo's.
Yeah, apparently that's going down. Wells Fargo's
Wells
customers.
Fargo's
So,
is on some stuff. We don't know what's gonna happen yet, but man,
I mean, so yeah, I'll be looking. I'll be very interested to see what this does in these levels tomorrow, most likely because it's already, this close. So I would expect it to get there tomorrow. And then if this doesn't work out, um, I would expect just a little bit higher to hit, which is tough because you almost just want to wait for this, but you don't know what's going to happen in the market. Let's see if the Dow looks similar. Yeah, Dow's the exact same thing. Has a little bit cleaner swing probably, but let me actually look at it on the weekly. I mean, it clearly broke a level. So if we get this retracement on the Dow, that'll be pretty clean. You can see it on the daily a little bit better. And it's breaking the 50 EMA and all that jazz. So this one, to me, if we could wait for a setup for this week, it would probably be this. But, that's just one setup. This is possible as well, where it might not even come all the way up and it might just stop right here. I just see this.
Dang, man, I see 3 on freaking the Dow Jones, but that third one is not this week's status.
Oh, you're seeing this right here? Currently, probably? Or no?
Yeah, no, wait, hold up. No, that is not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing the one that you have right now, the one, and then the one on top of that. Like on top of all that.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, regardless of what goes down, as long as the sentiment, this one would be the next one.
Yeah.
Regardless of what goes down, the sentiment is, as long as the Federal Reserve is still talking about raising rates, and as long as inflation is still crazy, and as long as watch the unemployment rate, then yeah, these levels are still good for swings to the downside.
Yep.
Now, I will say for gold, wow, what a gap on gold already. My goodness. So gold held this yearly point of control so clean. I think we might start to see bullish gold. Like, I really do. I don't even know if this level is going to hold now that I start to look at it. Because when I start to think about where is the money going to go this year, it's coming out of stocks, in my opinion. If it comes out of stocks, it's coming out of Bitcoin in even more of a way, most likely. And then it's probably already in bonds, but I feel like gold is the next spot maybe. But let's look at this. Let's look at it on the weekly. Very low-key bullish still. Let me see if this daily still held this. Yeah, so this is what that yearly point of control was, and it just held so clean off that. Made that nice reversal candle pattern and took off. Crazy volume here, so I'm expecting a move up still. If we can get a retracement before it gets into the supply level, that will give us a trade. If it gets into the supply level first,
I mean, if it gets
to the supply level, I'm gonna want to sell it.
If it gets to the supply level within like 12 days, then wait. Hold on. Let me look at this. Let me take a look and let me watch my words. Yeah, if we get to that supply level in 12 days and it doesn't retrace, then I'm with it. But man, that thing is thangin'.
That thing is hanging off that thing. So Let's go to the 4 hour. And this right here is a monthly point of control of this month. So we'll watch to see how this. I hope this stays to the downside a little bit. If so, that will give us a little bit of opportunity for a short, come back into this month and balance it out just a little bit. We have this one that slid straight through, so it's technically still open as well. Open month right there, which is good for the short side. So we have some volume to the upside, volume to the downside. Let's go and see.
I'm gonna tell you this right now, man. That buying opportunity looks pretty damn solid.
Yeah, until I see all of this volume down here.
I saw that. I'm like, oh, that's heartbreaking.
Well, it still looks good. I'm telling y'all that. The buying opportunity looks great. And I'll say this with trading gold for as long as I've traded it. If there is some bearish divergence, look for the sell. Wait for it, but look for that sell. It's coming right into this point of control as well, so we might get a shorting opportunity, but there is no divergence yet. Wait for it to kind of come down. If it doesn't give the deep correction, get ready for that divergence opportunity up into this area this week. I'm definitely still here for the shorts, no doubt, because this was a major down move. I'm just not sure if it's going to hold long term. I know there's probably going to be opportunities there to make money, so that's all I really care about, to be honest. So let's see what silver looks like real quick. Psych, let's look at Bitcoin, and dang, this thing is crazy. I'm gonna tell you all that straight up.
That weekly, man. That weekly on the CME is not the same weekly on the freaking on the Bitcoin, on like the freaking Coinbase chart. They are not the same. It is not.
It is definitely not. That is a complete bearish candle. And then on the weekly for like Coinbase, it is a wick.
It's a huge wick, man. It's like, damn.
All right. Well, these levels that we done had marked off, whatever from last week, are getting murdered right now. This is still this current yearly point of control up here, so we'll keep that right there for good measure.
I would really laugh if that leaves a wick right there.
All I gotta say is if this candle doesn't produce, okay, if this candle doesn't produce humongous volume, and it needs to be like at least up into this level with all of these guys, this is a fake move. I don't know how else to look at it. This volume, I'm telling y'all, it needs to be visible. If it's not, I don't know. It needs to be visible. If we don't get good volume, I'm calling the fake out. That is a tough call, I'll be honest, with this type of move, but leaving a gap down there like that, after we cleared this gap though, that's not good. Okay, hold up. We get this gap fill, and then we just burst off to the upside. Man, that's tough. And we have been saying that this level, or this move more or less, has been pretty substantial. If we're drawing the fib from there, it did hit the 61.8 and just blast off. Okay, 4 hour gave a lot of crazy volume with these little candles right here. Is it enough to really accumulate to just blast off like that? Man. Well, I'll tell you all this. If the insiders did accumulate right here, they ain't getting the price they want this week. You know what I'm saying? It already took off. So they already showed their hand maybe. So this is kind of bullish. This is kind of very bullish in a way. It's like the insiders almost put in too much orders and then the price just took off and gapped. Now, we know it trades over the weekend, but it just moved so in one direction like that. It's just, dang. It's like they came in and they were like, oh, we don't we bought right here, and they were like, oh damn, it gapped, we got to get in. It's kind of how it's looking. But we do have this point of control down here that is giving, if this stays here, that's what we're gonna have to look. If this stays here, we can still look for some type of bearish play, but it is gonna be
interesting for sure.
Tough, in my opinion. With this type of impulse, just it's giving me vibes that this thing is about to take off, man. But coming right into this trend line, we'll see what happens. We will. I don't see any play right now, that's for sure.
Oh yeah.
But you know, if someone was willing to maybe look at this type of a play, that would be the price. 23,000 ish is going to be the price I'm looking at. If we get a bearish divergence scenario where momentum starts to drop a little bit, we get just like a couple hours of chill out and then another move up. So a couple hours of chill out and then another move up into that. Well, then that's a little bit of confirmation for us to possibly take a short there. But until now, man, that momentum is scary, and that's okay. Overall this week, sheesh, with that type of move, I think we're gonna have to see some other type of price action to really get a good glimpse of what it could do.
Yeah.
Because
gonna have to wait a little bit. Tomorrow might be a better day to look through this.
Ethereum already broke last week's high. Did Bitcoin? Almost. So that is like just a straight up FU to that move down. I'm feeling. It's almost like this was a reaccumulation, and I was looking at it as distribution. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not comfortable shorting nothing yet. I'll tell you all that. But that's the price, $16.50 basically. Oil, it's so choppy still, guys. Oil is ridiculously choppy. There's not really any move off it. We called a nice move the other week, but I wouldn't look how sideways this thing is. It's still just sitting in this range. When it's low, buy it. When it's high, sell it right now. And that's about as much as I'm seeing on oil. And silver, is it giving any confirmation for this?
Oof.
Okay, yeah, nice. It came into a good level.
Like that.
So, kind of bullish on. I'm more bullish on than silver than I am gold. Kind of on the next cycle, but I think that's it for Chart Talk tonight, guys. We're gonna be really looking for some plays tomorrow. Tomorrow night.
This a good amount.
Yeah, the markets are starting to already move a little bit. So that's good. I like to see the market move on Sunday night. I don't usually trade Sunday night, so let the market kind of set up something early in the week, and that's perfect. Do you know if there's any news this week, AB?
There is definitely some pretty interesting news. I believe that there is CPI. There is
CPI for the dollar
decisions. Yeah, on the dollar. I think there definitely is some.
Wait, there was some Fed announcement. This boy over here already shaking things up.
I didn't even know there was that.
I don't even know what he said.
But yeah, there's CPI.
Tuesday is when things are going down. Yep. Okay, here's interesting because
you know what time it is.
These boys think this freaking CPI is just magically gonna get better again.
I don't understand it, but okay.
Man, okay. Well, this is gonna be interesting. Let's see, where is I don't want this, I want this. And okay, here we go. Forecasted at 6.2, and it was worse than expected. It has technically gotten a little bit better, but you see the stall out.
It's just
6.5, 6.4, and they're expecting it to just drop to 6. That's a pretty steep drop. No cap. Just from 6.4 to 6. I don't know the percentage of that, but that's a big drop. So that's a no, sir. I don't think that's happening, and that'll shock the market. So Tuesday could really be the day that we see. Yeah, that we see a turnaround, because if this number comes out ridiculous, investors are not gonna like that. But if it comes out probably at like 6.1 even,
they'd be happy.
It has to come out at better expected or better. So like 6 or 5.9, stock market could really love that and be like, Powell's doing his job, blah blah blah. So
I think it was.
I'm not seeing that though. And then the core PPI, this I don't think is going to be as important as this right here. This is what the market is really waiting for.
Tuesday is what the market's waiting for.
Definitely. All right. Well,
y'all.
I appreciate y'all for coming on. Please smash the like button, smash the follow button, send it out to some of your friends, because this is the channel where we go live every single night for Forex, crypto, gold, you name it. So we'll be back on tomorrow.
Yep.
AB will be finding some setups for us.
And we are out of here, y'all. Have a good night.